Something I very much appreciate about the Zhen Xian Bao system of arranging collapsible boxes is how customizable it is to adapt to your own specific needs. So I call these my travel ZXBs, and this one I put together like actually pretty quickly, and it's kind of fast and uh, dirty. When I was taking a trip with my friend Susan Scher, who I teach with, and we were going to be on a long train trip, and I wanted something that I could carry a lot of stuff in. Now this one is old, and I basically am just storing a few things in here right now. But I wanted to show this because it's made up of entirely wallpaper samples and then some of my own papers. But I use wallpaper sample books, and you can see this one didn't wear particularly well, but like I said, it was just meant, I quickly put it together for a very specific reason, and then threw a few more boxes on top that I just had in my stash. But using the wallpaper samples is really fun because they're sturdy. They're really sturdy. Now, this is the one that I'll actually use, that I made carefully, and you can see it's the same size. But what I really want to show you about this is really just how many things you can fit in here. And I will use this when I'm traveling. So this one has magnetic closures. And the paper for this that I used it wasn't the wallpaper sample, although it could have been. What I did is I took a wallpaper piece that I liked. I put it on my copy machine. I have an 11 by 17 copy machine, and I copied it onto this paper. Okay, and I wasn't thrilled with the way it turned out. So what I did is I took the wallpaper and I crumpled it up, copied it again, and that's why you have this sort of interesting background. And then I took a pencil and colored in and highlighted everything that I wanted to highlight. So this is a combination of the copy of a wallpaper and my own drawing to bring out the colors that I like. Okay, so it's got a magnetic closure, nice satisfying closure, and the idea here is that I can put it in front of me on a train, which I did for the other one, or wherever I'm working. You can see I've got a nice workspace because it just folds up around. So I've got my workspace down here, and then it'll open up, and you've got some compartments, and like, look at all the stuff you can put in here. This looked pretty flat, right? But here I've got my my cutting tool, scissors, bone folder, pencil, tape, pencil sharpener. I've got a little bit of glue, something that connects a straight edge. I've got a little pamphlet, a little thing here because I want a little pad here because I want the paper. Plus, I also want the cardboard in case I want a surface to cut on. Here's another. I guess I don't really need two of these in here, but you never know. And another marking tool. I can put these all inside. I'll put these back and show you what else is in here. I also have, on this side, I've got a lot of little square papers from my friend Jade, just in case I need some little square papers, which I often do. Here's a little folder if I want to have something else to organize and put things in. Over here, some more square papers. I've got a little drawing book in here, the nice little stitch on the back. So nice little drawing book. And then that's not all. So I've got this all in front of me. But then, oh, and let's not forget the binders clips. I love binders clips, and I just put them here because they seem to fit very nicely right there. They don't have any functional use here because I've got these edges glued and sewed together very nicely. Okay, so then I close it up, and I've got some more places for stuff. This has some needle and thread in it. I probably would put more thread in there if I knew I was doing something specifically. And this one doesn't have anything at all in it yet. But you know, it might have some change, some tickets, something like that. So yeah, this one is a lot of fun. And yeah, then it closes back up. And again, you would never think that it's got all that stuff in there. This is another one I really like. It's not the same proportions as a typical ZXB, and there's lots of things about this that I don't like, but there's other things that I really love. Actually, the only thing I don't like is that I did use a wallpaper sample paper on this, and I don't like the way it's wearing. It almost immediately cracked, so I'll probably redo this at some point, but the inside is so nice. And I use this for sashiko supplies. And again, you can see how much stuff is in here. I've got a lot of threads over here, some more threads over here. Little sample, one of my little samples. There's a candle here to wax the thread if I want it. A pen, storage for a lot of my little sheets, sashiko sheets in here. So everything's together. Let's see. This is notes about something. No, this is a little bit of notes. Okay, and then in here I also have a couple of different things. I've got some needle and thread there. Here I've got a bunch of needles, and what is this? This is a white pencil. It's over here. And over here I've got some beads. I don't know what the beads are there, but who knows. And then a bunch more pencils. So again, really quite a bit of stuff fitting into this one piece that doesn't seem like it would hold all this stuff, but boy is this handy. When I sit down to work with sashiko, I just grab this whole thing and I'm ready to go. So yeah, I'm thinking that I'll be at some point teaching a class that's just in this. Susan and I taught this to our classes that were, you know, multiple sessions over multiple months. This was in one of the sessions, but I think I'll be doing a standalone class of this in 2027. So be watching out for that if you're interested.